It's finally time. We're officially looking for a new home in Sydney. In this series, I'm going to share with you my experience with finding a new place to live in Sydney and buying all the stuff to go in it. So the housing market is pretty insane. It seems like all over the world. But in Sydney, Australia, the housing market is on a whole nother level. For instance, this is the house right here that I live in. It has 2 parking spaces, 1 garage and 1 outdoor. It has this huge patio, a decent sized living room, pretty big kitchen, dining room, a tiny front yard, a walk-in pantry, and it has 4 bedrooms. And all of this cost right around $1,100 a week. Yes, that's right. Per week. So you may be wondering, Sutton, how on earth do you afford to live in a place that's that expensive? I can't afford it. I cannot afford that much money per week. I have roommates. But still, this is a 4-bedroom house that's really not that nice. That's $4,000, over $4,000 a month just in rent. Keeping in mind, that's not including utilities. So I think it's time that we do some research and find out what apartments are out there for something that I could actually afford. So we're gonna go to realestate.com.au and we're going to go to rent, but we're gonna need to put some filters on. Now, this is all the properties that are available in this entire area. So right now we're looking at 200 properties out of the 1,022 properties that are available. We're gonna cut those down really, really fast because we have some specific stipulations that Grace and I need for living here. Bedrooms, first of all. Minimum, basically just 1. We just need a 1 bedroom. Car spaces, we need at least 1 car space. But there's one big filter that Grace and I need to do, which is gonna cut these down a lot. This right here is 685 properties, and we're gonna cut it down right now because we have to have pets considered because we have a dog. So if I click pets considered, this is gonna go down from that 600 to only 97 properties. Remember how many we started with? We started with 1,022 properties. And now we're only at 97 properties. Only 1/10 of them allow for pets. Which, speaking of dogs, guys, I am at war with the city of Sydney. You see, the city of Sydney, and really I feel like Australia in general, we just need to be more dog friendly. And to be honest, I wrote a rather lengthy email to the city council and I've heard absolutely nothing back. So in order to correct this problem, I'm taking it all the way to the top. That's right, I'm talking about Anthony Albanese himself. You see, Albo has 11.9 thousand subscribers on YouTube, and I think if we were able to take over Albo, then we together could solve this issue. Don't do it for me, do it for Harley. Anyway, so now that we have 97 properties left, we are gonna go through and we're just gonna start looking at how expensive these places are. All right, so the first one is crazy expensive. It's $1,500 per week. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that we're gonna need to adjust this price. We're gonna go in here and we're just gonna do what we need. We're gonna do maximum 2 bedrooms. Grace and I have very little stuff and we don't anticipate having that many people stay over. The first one we have up is $750 per week. This is a little more than I was wanting to spend, but it looks pretty nice. It has a few things that I'm not crazy about, like the kitchen in here. I don't like a closed off kitchen like that. The rest of it looks pretty nice, but we're gonna keep going. All right, next one up, $500 a week. And it looks like it has a parking space. This place looks pretty nice. Yeah, I honestly can't see anything wrong with this one in particular. It looks pretty good. Let's see where it is on the map. Up toward Croydon. Actually not too bad at all. 500 bucks. That one's pretty good. So we'll actually just go ahead and save that. $1,000 per week, that's gonna be too expensive. $650, not too bad. Weird layout. This room has some marks on the wall and looks like air conditioning in one of the rooms. That's another thing we need to do. Let's go back. One thing that I know that my wife needs, well, I need it, but my wife needs especially, and honestly anyone needs in this kind of heat, air conditioning. Okay, now we only have 43 results. So remember we started at 1,022? Well, in our parameters, we only have 43 results out of that, so that's what, less than 1/20th. There's that $750 per week, so that one does have AC. Let's see if this has AC all the way throughout. So one thing you gotta check for is make sure it's ducted. It looks like it might be ducted, so yeah, but that one's a little too much. So $1,750 is gonna be a little above what we wanna spend probably, which actually, let's go ahead and go up and go to price, and let's just max out at $700 per week. Now this one looks pretty nice. Looks like all renderings, so brand new place, looks like most likely. So we'll probably have to actually go look at this place and see what it's like, but $620 per week, depending on the room, that could be nice. So it looks like with all the options that we have, we're gonna be sitting somewhere around $550 to like $650 a week, which is crazy. If you had told me a few years ago that I would be paying over $2,400 a month for a 1 or 2 bedroom, pretty small place, I would not believe you. I'm sure whoever's watching this can relate wherever you live, and I know it's relative because we all get paid different things for living in different places, but it is truly shocking how much you have to pay for rent in this city. So now I'm here with my wife, and how are you feeling about leaving this place?
I'm feeling good about leaving this place. Obviously we're gonna be downsizing, but I think it's gonna be nice to be in a space that we can kind of craft around like our aesthetic and like the way that we like things.
How do you feel about the cost of rent in Sydney?
I think the price of rent is ridiculous, and I think that most people think that where they live is expensive, but objectively speaking, I think Sydney is one of the most expensive places you could possibly live.
Also, I haven't really talked about this, but yeah, we don't own like anything in this house. All the furniture, everything that's in a shared room is not owned by us. So we're gonna have to fully furnish this place. What all do we have to buy? Because my next video is gonna be about us buying furniture and trying to fit out the place.
A microwave, pots, pans, silverware, plates, bowls, a dining table, dining chairs, a TV unit, a coffee table, measuring cups, all utensils, like roasting pans, anything that goes in an oven, we need to buy that. Any kind of organization for the kitchen. Literally everything besides what goes in your bedroom. We have to buy all of that.
Sick. So we haven't lived by ourselves in over a year. And I think you can only do that for so long, depending on your personality. And I think especially like we've only spent like a year and a half of not even a year and a half, like a year and 3 months of our married life together in our own house. All right, most importantly, Grace, what do you think I should include in this series?
Like a before and after of our apartment, and maybe like the process of fitting it out. So yeah, like buying furniture, capturing the process as the vibe comes together. The vibe.